In 2010, the world watched in horror as a Foxconn employee leapt from a rooftop, marking the beginning of a series of tragic events. Foxconn, a global electronics giant, symbolizes efficiency and mass production, but at what cost? Suicides at Foxconn revealed a hidden crisis. Studies show over 20 to 30% of factory workers experience severe mental health challenges driven by grueling hours, isolation, and relentless pressure to meet quotas. Mental health is not a luxury, it is a human right.
God bless. So did you guys know which company is it in that video? It's Foxconn! Here's the news. At Foxconn facilities, 18 employees attempted suicide by December 2010. 14 of them were killed, while the other 4 survived with serious injuries. Foxconn is a significant manufacturer for the Apple Corporation. There are significant mental health issues among Foxconn employees. Globally, as electronics suppliers are forced to compete with each other to sell at lower prices, contractor factories face sharp cuts in your profit margin and additional costs, which can only be compensated by squeezing labor. Previously, 5,120 iPhone cases were produced daily. However, in July 2010, that number rose by 25% to 6,400 pills each day. I'm completely exhausted. Oh my god. Mobile phone parts are small, which makes it more difficult for you to work. You see that? In order to reduce costs and make more profits, Foxconn has exploited its employees.
我最开始的时候在光南富士康，当初我们参加了半个月的培训，一天1块钱的工资，半个月就15块钱，好惨！我那时候给我就5块钱对我来说就非常非常奢侈。老大把我安排到一个流水线里面，他说那是对我们一个培训，其实就是我们那时候还没有签合同嘛，就相当于那些学生工一样。然后每个月没有1个月的时间办。
Oh my god, it's $1 a day, and there's no contract. The rights of these employees and student workers are not guaranteed at all. During the recruitment process, the staff of the dispatching company asked the workers to sign a voluntary waiver of social insurance commitment, and the company didn't pay the housing provident fund. Moreover, workers were owed 3 months of hourly subsidies and incentives, which led to protests by workers. As a result, employees will become less motivated and even anxious because they cannot meet the needs of life. Therefore, this high-intensity way of work and the exploitation of employees' wages and benefits is constantly taking a physical and psychological toll on employees.
It's hard to imagine that in 2012, some of Foxconn's workers barely earn enough to live, even when they work to the point of exhaustion. According to a report by China Labor Watch, some workers earn even less than the minimum wage due to problems over overtime pay calculations. At the Zhengzhou factory, workers earn only about 1,800 yuan a month, which already includes mandatory overtime. If overtime is not included, the basic salary can barely cover the daily living expenses. In order to make ends meet, many workers have to work more than 60 hours a week, sometimes as much as 80 hours. This kind of high-intensity work is just to make ends meet. In the face of such high-intensity work and meager income, the health of workers is also starting to lie up red. Next, let's look at a serious incident about the health of employees. In 2009, things got very serious when several Foxconn workers became ill from exposure to a toxic chemical called N-hexene. The chemical was used to clean electronic screens, and workers began to feel numb and dizzy in their limbs. It was later discovered that Foxconn has replaced the saver cleaner with a cheaper but dangerous N-hexene in order to reduce costs. After media coverage, the company stopped using the chemical and offered a compensation to the affected workers. These health risks reveal a company's inadequacy in employee care, and such incidents raise serious questions about the company's commitment to the well-being of its workforce.
This is Jones. He's just a normal Foxconn employee. It's a medical disorder, and it won't go away. All kinds of chemicals, potions, and harmful dust all over Jones' workshop. That's where he works every day, every week, every month, and every year. Jess, his sister, is everything to him. She and her boyfriend are a couple who have been in love for several years. Jones trusts her boyfriend with his reliability. It lingers for weeks and even months, and it's a chronic harm to one's mind. In order to increase production, Foxconn hired more workers, but lowered the wages of its employees. Jones' monthly paycheck getting smaller, his heart becomes overwhelmed with both financial and psychological stress. He wants to set himself free. But when he thought of his sister working so hard at Foxconn to get married next year, Jones held back his tears. Not now. It significantly interfered with one's ability to work and live a normal life. Jones' heart was broken, knowing Jess must be accompanied by her boyfriend. He took the leap. They all have demons locked beneath them, but ignorance of employee rights and lacking mental guidance sets their demons free and kill them eventually. Jones died of clinical depression and was murdered by Foxconn. Jones was alone, but he was not the only one.
Foxconn's mental health challenges. A critical analysis through scientific management theory. Scientific management theory developed by Frederick Wilson Taylor focused on maximizing efficiency through systematic workflows, standardized taste, and material oversight. While effective in optimizing productivity, its rigid application often neglects the human element, as demonstrated by the mental health challenges faced by Foxconn's workers. Foxconn, a major supplier to global electronics brand, has been criticized for its workplace practice following a spate of worker suicides. Applying scientific management principle reversed how efficiency-driven strategies exacerbated mental health challenges.
Scientific management's dehumanizing workplace strategies. Foxconn's terrorist approach uses scientific worker selection, standardization, and surveillance of work by utilizing time and motion studies. Efficiency is increased using the repetitive tasks, but at the same time, the workers experience the psychological distress along with worker alienation and lower autonomy. Shortcoming of scientific management theory in addressing mental health. Foxconn confirms scientific management's incapability regarding mental health issues by dehumanizing the workers and making them the production tools over their well-being. The theory stressed production-related factors over human values.
Scientific management can be altered to help Foxconn improve its mental health. Pang and Zhang cite the redesign of the tedious processes to be more human and lengthen the workload, while Qian et al. Suggests the need for a thorough mental health training program. Crystal suggests that data-oriented flexible scheduling should be implemented, and Grena is a staunch advocate for leaders to employ empathy while supervising their subordinates. The primary requirement of these perspectives is giving a title to well-being as one of the important elements of an organization's operational structure. The example of Foxconn let us see some of the scientific management from the old days of inflexible and over-mechanical periods. Although the theory facilitates the driving of working methods, it is also introduced into the workforce, which stickens the employee.